I am also recording this because we're doing a comment. All Springs Foot Yellow flat foot bar. We're starting class now, so stop talking. We're gonna stand in the well facing your tower. And then the further back that you stand, the more resistance you have. Stand in your well, face your tower. In here. The further back, more resistance. Closer, less resistance. Grab the wooden dowel bar in front of your face. And then soften your knees. Your feet are parallel. You're going to start to nod your chin towards your chest and curl like a slinky, rounding forward. Obviously, the ropes and the frame are going to stop you from going fully forward, but you're kind of going into a forward fold. And then keep those knees soft as you begin to retrace, rolling all the way back up to standing. Inhaling at the top. Exhale, nodding your chin to your chest, curling through the spine, rolling down until the ropes kind of stop you. Keep the head heavy, the knees soft as you curl back up to standing. Now let's just do 3 more of those. Pause and breathe in at the bottom. Exhale, curls you all the way back up. 2. You can't steal my towels. No, stop. 1 last time, rounding forward, breathing in, exhale, curling all the way back up to standing. So now think of your upper arm bone and exhale as the arms pull straight down towards your thighs. We want to get all the way to our thighs, so if you need to step a little bit forward for less, back for more. As you're pulling the arms down towards your sides, feel your heart lifting up, your collarbone opening up. And then also pay attention what my wrists are doing. Can I keep my wrists really long so my knuckles are pointing down? That's going to get you more strength up the back side of the arms and upper mid-back. Good. Release the arms forward. Wrap your feet into Pilates V feet. Heels together, toes about a fist distance wide, so not too crazy. And as you pull those arms into your body, this time we're going to lift our heels away from the mat. Start with a kitten heel shoe. Release everything. Kind of work your way up to maybe a wedge or a high heel shoe, but your lift is more about finding balance, not about how high can I go. We also want to maintain that connection of our heels staying glued together because your inner thigh strength is going to connect deeper into your pelvic floor. When our heels are separated, we lose that connection. Keep that puppet string feeling of lifting and growing tall through the crown of your head. And then on this next one, we're going to keep our heels lifted. And then release the arms forward. Exhale, pull the arms back in. Release the arms forward. Exhale, pull those arms back in. Really working on that strength of those thighs, that zipping, that wrapping sensation of the thighs. Release everything back down. Separate your heels again so the legs are parallel your hip distance. This time we're going to bend the elbows into our sides. Because these are your triceps, you may walk forward for a little less resistance. Feel like you're holding 2 little newspapers in your underarms, so those elbows stay glued into your sides. As your arms press straight down, your wrists are long as you press straight down. And then bend those elbows back in. Press, grow taller, bend, and release.
Sounds like the swing sets on the playground.
Yeah. This is your adult playground, Steph. Same thing here. When we straighten those arms, we're gonna lift those heels. Remember, stay low, work your way up. Don't assume that those stilettos are gonna work for you right away. Feel that heart lifting, keep your gaze lifting, finding a viewpoint in front of you to focus on. So you visualize that puppet string reaching you up through the crown of your head, creating space between the bones of your joints and spine. And then on this next one, keep those heels lifted, which you can tell is a little bit harder with your feet separated as you bend and straighten those arms again. Last one. And release that. Good job. All right, reach your arms all the way up to the sky. You can let go of that bar. Grabbing one wrist, side flex, pull and stretch up and over. And as you pull and stretch up and over, maybe push your hip towards the opposite side of the room, deepening that stretch down your side body. Grow tall as you come through center. Take it over to the other side. Pull and reach. Breathing into the ribs, into the underarms. Grow tall through center. Good morning stretch. Lift your heart. Soften your knees as you lean up and back behind you. And then carefully release. So we have a little spring change action. Do you see the long yellow springs? Some of you may have handles on the long yellow springs. We want to put them on the eye hook on this side of the tower. Do you see the little T-bar cross that goes in the middle of the bars? The little T-bar plastic thing there? I want it on the eye hook just below that little T-bar. You have a little knob. So the knob in the middle of the thing. Yep. So you'll do
Long yellows are here.
both yellows are gonna be there. So you'll, if you
Below or above?
just below. Or just below it. You don't want to be above it. Yeah. The T-bar that's in the middle of the frame, Sarah? The little plastic T, correct. Place that yellow long strap. Yep, both sides. So if there's something else that's there, just move the other thing away somewhere else. Now the second thing that you're gonna change is you're gonna put the feet loops onto those yellow springs that you just changed. And you can just drop the handles somewhere else.
What loops? Sorry.
Foot loops that are on the springs that are on the tower, put them on the yellow long springs. Perfect. So once you got those all fixed, you're gonna come out of your well carefully, don't trim, just use these, not the ones that are on there. So come on out of your reformer and change your reformer springs to one blue, one yellow. One blue, one yellow. You want the tower loops on your springs? Yep, tower loops on. Okay. One blue, one yellow. One blue, one red. Sorry, I said yellow. One blue, one red. Okay, so now your headrest can be up or down, so adjust that, whatever you like. Take both of these long yellow straps into one hand, and then lay yourselves down, face up on your reformer. So you don't attach it to this, you actually attach it. Lay down. Okay. Lay down. Put your feet into the loops. Or sorry, your thighs into the loops. Thighs into the loops. All right. So press down through the back of the arms. Press down through the back of your ribs. Feel your legs at tabletop. While you're here at tabletop, drop your tail heavy. Feel the length of your lower back as though you're trying to create space in the lower waistline. So you feel the strap around the back of your thigh, your hamstring. And we're gonna tap your right leg down towards the frame like you're marching. Lift it right back up. Alternate, the other leg taps down towards the frame like you're marching, and lift it right back up. So our goal, you can see most of us are not moving the carriage at all because you have resistance underneath you and you have resistance coming from behind you. As long as you release all that tension from your pelvis, you should truly feel this connection in your core, your pelvic floor. Ribs are heavy. Connect into the back side of the body. Like the back of your ribs are pressing into the mat. Hold your legs at tabletop. And then maybe a frog leg tabletop. So your feet are in Pilates V. Knees are about shoulder distance wide. From that hip thigh crease, start to hinge both legs down towards the foot bar. And then fold both of those legs back in towards you. Both legs fold down towards the foot bar.
Does the carriage move some?
This one probably, yeah.
Press heels together hard.
Yeah. And that same thing, make sure your butt is not over squeezing. He likes to help so much, but then he prevents the pelvic floor from doing much work. So the more you let go of any tension, the more connection you'll feel in your core. Good. Hold your legs at a normal tabletop. So not a frog leg, but a normal one. And then just the right leg extends out long, reaching away from you. Bend it back in. Left leg extends out long. So once again, we're connecting into those hamstrings. Back of the thighs. Feel the front ribs stay heavy as you reach and press. Press through the back of the arms. And then start to lengthen both of the thighs at the same time. Again, you can do a frog leg position here. That just helps to release the hips. Helps you connect a little bit more, giving you this wrapping sensation of your thighs. Don't go down so though. So I think you're coming out towards me. There you go. On this next one, hold your legs out long. Keep this turn out. Focus on those upper inner thighs. And then check in again. Is my glutes trying to take over to hold me there? Can I hold this in my hamstrings? Those upper inner thighs are going to do little beats. You're clapping. Small range of motion. Now feel like you can stretch your legs out longer out of your waistline. And then bend those knees back into your regular parallel position. Good. So keep your left hip thigh completely steady, as though the thigh bone's kind of dropping down into the mat. Let the right leg start to open out to the right side. Inner thigh, oblique, exhales it back in. We're gonna stay on that same leg. Open it out to the right. Exhale, pulling back in. So we're allowing the foot and the leg to move as one. We're not straightening it, we're keeping it bent. Move from the outer hip and then pull back in together. And then if you feel your left leg starting to shift and change, that means you're going a little too big. Let's switch over to that left side. Press down through the back of the ribs and shoulders. Waistline pulls you back in. As we most are right side dominant, is that right leg trying to help? Can we tell the right hip to sink heavier into the mat? Good, last one. do both legs. So again, tail's heavy as both thighs open together. Inner thighs pull them back in. Out, exhale together. Last two. Last one. Good. So let's slide those straps carefully off of our thighs. Find your frame with your feet. And carefully rock yourselves up to seated. Awkward. Good. Okay, we're gonna do 2 reps of the blue spring. Everybody's on a high bar except for Haynes on a low bar. 2 reps of the blue.
High foot bar.
High foot bar. Over you. And then lay on down. I think it switched. Dip there. Okay. Heels on parallel. This is going to feel kind of light, but we're going to do some single leg work. So your heels are on parallel. Press through the back of the arms and shoulders. Inhale as you lengthen the hips, the thighs. Exhale as you pull your way back down into the bumper. Inhaling as you lengthen. Exhale, hips sink down. Narrow your feet just a little bit, Amy. Feel like you're constantly driving this foot bar away from you. So you're trying to connect into the hamstrings, the back of the thighs, as you come down into the bumper. Come all the way back in. Keep your right foot on. Draw your left leg to tabletop. Press all the way out with the right leg, all the way back in. Inhaling as you lengthen. Exhale as you sink down through the hip and thigh. On this next one, when you come in, extend your left leg over the top of the foot bar. Bend that left leg as you press away. Extend it as you come in. Bend as you press. Reaching for 3 left. On this next one, we're going to turn this into a bicycle. So as you push away, bend the leg just like we have done. Extend it up to the sky as you come in, straight leg lowers down. Bend as you go out, reach up, straight leg lowers. Pressing through the back of the ribs. Connecting with the upper back into the mat is going to help you connect a lot more into your core. One more time. Straight leg reaches long over the foot bar as you come in. Reverse it. Kick it straight up as you go out. Bend it in. Reach it over. Up as you go out. Bend it in. Reach it over. Last 2. Last one. All the way back in. Left foot goes on. We have a tendency to put left foot more towards the middle. So find your butt bone and align your heel up with your left butt bone. And then bring that right leg up to tabletop. Press out all the way and sink back down and in. Inhaling as you push. Exhaling as you sink down. As you come in, extend that right leg long over the foot bar. Bend it in as you go out. Reach it long as you come in. Bend it as you go out. Reach it long as you come in. Bend as you press. Now we're going to turn that into bicycle. So continue to bend as you push. Reach up to the sky, straight down as you come in. Bend, reach, and lower. Got your hips trying to do too much work, Miss Amy. Good, let's reverse it. Straight leg goes up as you go out. Bend in, reach it through. Straight up as you go out. Bend in, reach it through. Two more. One last time. All the way back in. Do both heels on the foot bar in Pilates V feet. Again, it's going to feel light. We're on our heels, not our toes. Good. And we're going to inhale to lengthen. Exhale as you sink back down. This just helps to neutralize us again. A lot of the times, we have that dominant side, so we can get a little off balance. Hopefully this helps to feel a little bit more centered. Let the knees go, your hips go as you come into the bumper. Still pressing through the back of the ribs and shoulders. Press all the way out. Go halfway down and go up an inch, down an inch. Up an inch, down an inch. Really emphasize that dropping down, sinking down, trying to stop with the back of your thighs, hamstrings. Press all the way out to lengthen. Come all the way back in. Keep your right leg on. We're keeping this turned out position. Float your left foot just a little off the foot bar, still in this turned out position. As we extend the legs, both legs are going to straighten together, but the left leg stays hovering, and then bend everything back in. Extend and lengthen, bend and flex. Feel the zipping up of your inner thighs as you lengthen both of those legs. Let the hips go as you bend back down and in. So your left leg bends when you come in. So you're straightening both together, straightening both together, bending both together, straightening both together, bending both together. On this next one, we're going to press all the way out long and hold. Your left leg is going to kick up to the left corner, bring it back to the hovering position, and then bend everything back in. Press all the way out, kick the left leg up and down, bend everything back in. The left leg still stays hovered. Reach to the corner, back down, bend it in. Checking in as we reach to that corner of the room. Are my hips getting all wonky? Am I dumping into that right side or left side? Can I stay centered? Can I stay balanced? That has a lot to do with your range of motion. So at the same time, reduce those expectations. Last one. Kick out, down, bend halfway in and hold. Take your right hand, both legs are bent, in this turned out position. Right hand to your thighs. Your thighs is where your thigh meets your ass. Yep, there you go. This is where we want to focus on our stopping coming from, the thighs. So you push an inch from the thighs, we sink down an inch from the thighs. Push and sink. Push and sink. Exhale, down. Tail stays heavy. Inch movement, not very big. 3, 4. Legs are still hovered. 5, 6. Right leg's working. 7, 8. Press all the way out, all the way back in. Both heels on. Knees still turned out. Left foot stays on, right foot hovers. And then we're straightening both those legs. Inner thighs squeeze together, bend back down into the bumper. Straighten both, flex back in. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to bend. On this one, hold your legs out long. Right leg kicks out to the right corner, back to your hover, bend back in. Press all the way out, kick out, down, and bend. Reach, kick out, down, and bend. Keeping that tail heavy. Think of your leg swinging like a pendulum freely. No tension, no forcing, just light, effortless movement that makes you work. Last two. Good, one last time. And then bend those legs to your hover halfway down to the bumper. The left hand to your left thigh. That's where we're pushing from. Up an inch, down an inch. Up an inch, down an inch. Really emphasize the left leg doing the work. Your right foot is not on the foot bar. Press all the way out long, all the way back in. It helps to touch
It
sometimes.
does.
Tells your brain where to focus.
Yeah.
My Definitely.
ankles cramp on me.
Yeah. Well, you need to get some toe separators to let your stress of your poor little toes go. Toes on, parallel. Press all the way out and go into running. Alternate your heels. I'll send you a picture of the ones that I have. They're really good. Because your right foot's way more stressed out than your left foot.
Yeah.
Which makes sense with your knee too.
Yeah, that's really good persistence. I like working the lightweight a lot. You can really know what
Connect
you're
more.
supposed to feel.
Yeah. Massage your feet, walking up and down the bar, get your pressure points. Good. And then come all the way back in. Carefully rock on up to seated. I would say the girls go down to a blue only. Haynes, you could do a single red. So I'll give everybody knee pads if you need one. You'll put it on your mat against the shoulder pads. We are going to work with the springs on the tower again. So the same ones that we were working with before. So I would suggest grabbing both of the springs and then carefully coming to a kneeling position, knees against the shoulder pads. So as far as like, I'll take this one. You have like double loops on these, which is nice because that gives you lots of different options. You always know the higher you grab, the heavier it is. The lower you grab, the lighter it is, right? So one thing you can do is maybe put your thumb in the D-hook ring. This would be the heavier connection. And then if that's too much, you can always choke down to the little loop, grabbing there, or maybe putting the whole blade of your hand into the little loop as your alternative lower, lighter option, okay? But also know that like, you don't know what you're doing, so once you do, you can make that adjustment.
Well, but
Don't struggle.
if you're feeling like you have to lean back, should you be have less?
Lean back in your hips, you mean because of your knees?
Just because I'm.
No, yeah, go forward more than back. So you're trying really hard to stack knees, hips, ribs, shoulders, ears. You can have feet together, knees apart. I personally like that in my kneecaps. Or you can keep your legs parallel. I always say that has more to do with how your kneecap tracks in your thigh. Go slow. This is not a power move. Nothing in Pilates is. Upper arm bones are going to reach down and back by the sides of your hips. Hold them there. Feel your underarms reach down your rib cage more. And then feel your collarbone and chest opening up. Now you start to feel those quivers. Slowly start to release the arms back forward. Exhale, reach down and pull back. And control as we release. So we want to lead with the pinky finger. We want to work those wrists pointing straight down. We're trying not to let the wrist flex because that's when it goes negatively into our joints. We want to feel that strength at the back of the arms, the upper mid-back. Last one. Reach down, pull back. Control as you release it forward. Single arm alternating, stay square forward. Right arm only, pose down by your side. Left arm only, pose down by your side. Exhale, reach and pull. Exhale, reach and pull. Good. Really connect with the upper back, underneath the shoulder blade. Back of your arm. On this next round, after our left one, we're gonna add a little rotation. So that right arm's gonna pull, and then turn your gaze past your right shoulder. Maybe pull a little deeper with that right arm. Release it forward. As we go to the left, keep your hip points facing forward as your ribs and shoulders turn.
I didn't know it's some spot on me.
And you're the one who's gonna see it, so it's okay.
So you better make sure I'm doing it right.
I don't have anybody else who has a tower, so it's all for you, my dear.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
Last round each side. Watch that wrist. I know. Good. All right, so this one, I want you to sit your bottom about halfway back. And so your chest comes forward and your butt sits wide behind you. Bend your elbows into your sides. There's a gold plaque at the end of your frame. Keep your connection there. Well, actually, there's a sticky pad covering it. Glue your elbows into your sides and then bend your elbows. Control as you straighten those arms back to the hips. Bend those elbows. We want those wrists to stay long. Extend. Good. Keep your gaze forward, chest forward. Feel your shoulders drop back into their pockets. Slow it down, hands. You don't want to bounce like that. Control your strength. Last two. Squeeze. Last one. And carefully release. Carefully release your springs. Draw your hands down on the frame in a quadruped position. Stacking your shoulders and wrists. Stacking your hips and knees. You're good. Your shoulder pad still. Good. Make sure all your fingers are on the outside of your frame so we don't pinch our little fingers. Walk your hands forward a little bit more. Good. Tail is long and wide. Press down through your shins and feet. And then the knees drag the carriage forward and then release the carriage back. That depression down into the feet and shins helps to keep your pelvis more still and connects deeper into your core. When we let our feet feel light and fluttery, that's when the back is questioning whether or not it needs to help. Connect the shoulders back and down into your pockets. Feel your heart and chest reach forward. So it's this beautiful long line from your head to your tail. Good. Go back to the bumper. We're going to take both of your hands on the right side of your frame. Now restack your hips and knees. So shift them forward. Yeah. And then the shoulders and wrists are stacked. Still watch that you don't pinch your fingers. So you'll feel a little more with this right waistline, possibly your left. Same thing, shins are heavy, knees pull forward. Oh, do you feel your arms want to work? I know. Knees. Yes. Yes. Two more. Good. Less arms, more hips and belly. Good. Take your hands over to the other side. The important part is that we're still in this quadruped position. So a lot of the times we have our arms reaching too far away from us, our knees our hips are sitting back. So check in where you are in space before you begin to move. Stack the knees, stack the shoulders, then begin to pull. Keep your spine nice and long. Exhale, pull. There you go. Good. Go back to the center. Do a few cat and cows. Maybe wag your tail from right to left side. Maybe a little sexy cat and cow making circles with your spine. Good. And then carefully step on down. So this one, we're gonna do like a lunge version, but it's fascinating because we're gonna strap our thigh that we're working with the strap that we were just working. But however, let's do a single red spring on the reformer, single red. So no blue. We're all on the barrel bathroom wall side of the frame, so go over on that side. So go back towards the tower, take the long yellow spring that we've been working with. So what I want you to do is draw it to your right side, so you're facing forward. Now hook up your right thigh.
So it's crossed in front of our body?
No, behind you. Go to your, there you go. Mm-hmm. Now walk all the way forward towards the foot bar. Now remember, these foot bars do not lock in place, so it's not going, like if you pull it towards you, it's not gonna stay, it's not gonna help you. You can always push it down or push it away from you, but never pull it towards you, okay? Your right foot's close towards the foot bar, and your left foot goes back towards the shoulder pad behind you. So the one thing that I really like about this thigh being in your strap is when we sink down, we have a tendency of one, leaning too far forward, and we're all in our hip flexor. We also have a tendency of pulling our knee in, and we're all in this inner groin here. So I like this because it's gonna sink your thigh back and down into your hip socket, and then drive your hip forward over your heel. Down and back, stand up, bring your knee off the mat. You're too tall to need to go. There you go. Down and back. Stand up tall. Try to think of sitting back instead of letting your knee come forward more. There you go, Amy. So you can feel that thrusting forward, driving down through that right heel to bring that right hip forward, really connects into that glute and hamstring. You're also really opening up the front of that hip and thigh. Last 3. Good. Tall. 2. Up and forward. One last time, we sink back. Bring it all the way back up and in. Carefully step your left foot down next to your right one, so you'll step over to the right a little bit. So you can feel
this much tension?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, still this much tension, unless you need to go back a little bit, by all means. So we're doing little squats, but you can feel this is like kind of shifty in the pelvis, right? So, but I like this because it makes you sit your bottom back. Your tail has to go wide as you sit back. Stand up nice and tall. Sit back, booty bones go wide, and stand tall.
Keep your toes on the ground though while you do it, I imagine.
Try hard not to let your trunk lean too far forward. Try hard to keep your trunk tall. You'll feel your pelvic floor a little bit more.
Not go down as far?
Possibly. Last 3. 2. Throws you off balance for sure. Last one. All the way back in. Carefully walk yourselves back to the tower, and let's remove that strap from your thigh. Good job. We'll go over for the other side. So remember, you have to be inside the frame and your strap. So when you go back by your tower, take the strap around the outside of you, threading up the left thigh. Then walk yourselves forward. Come down. Thank you. Your left leg's all the way forward by the foot bar. And that right foot's back by the shoulder pad behind you. So you can tell just standing here, that hamstring has to work to bring you forward. Sinking into that left hip, down and back. Drive the left hip forward, open that left hip. Okay.
Yes, you're making me nervous looking at me.
Focusing on that left leg, the leg that's doing the work. Last 3, drive the left hip forward. For 2, one last time, back and down. Stand tall, carefully step your right foot down, step over a little bit to the left so both feet can stand side by side. So of course you can stay here, but if you need to go back a little bit, by all means. Make sure your feet are even, maybe a slight bit turn out, and then swap down and back. And stand tall. Move from your hips, not your knees. Let your butt go back and down. Like imagine there's this little kindergarten chair sitting behind you. I know when you guys had to go to your kids' schools, you realize how low those seats were. They're pretty low. Weights in those heels, drive those hips forward for 3. Try to stay tall in your spine as much as you can for 2. And 1. Carefully walk on back and take your strap off of your thigh. Good. We're gonna drop our foot bars flat and add our boxes on the long way. I would say girls go back down to just a single glute spring again. Single glute, flat foot bar. We are going to use these tower straps again. So before you lay yourselves down, grab the straps in both hands. We'll be on our bellies, facing the tower. Yep. And the same thing as when we were kneeling. You have all those different options of where you're holding onto that strap. Higher up, heavier, lower, lighter. I personally also just like to make that blade in the small loop with my hands because I feel like I'm less grippy. And the less grippy you are in your hands, less grippy you will feel in your joints. So long, strong legs behind you. Slow and control. Those upper arms reach down to the floor. All the way up and back by the sides of your body. Shoulders down and back. Releasing the arms forward. Reach down. Pull all the way up and back. Long wrists. And control as you release. To go all the way back by the sides of our box, the sides of our body. Because the goal with this exercise is to strengthen our back postural muscles. When we stop below that, you're in the front shoulder too much. On this next one, hold your arms all the way back by your side. Bend your elbows. Hold your elbows bent. Glue your underarms in towards your ribs. Keep your wrists straight and extend straight back. And bend back in. Exhale, reaching long, bending in. Now pay attention to the front of that shoulder head. Can I roll it back into its pocket more and stay open with pretty posture through the front of the chest and shoulders? Last one, reach all the way out long. Release those arms forward, all the way up in front of you, making a V or a Y with those arms for pull straps too. Exhale, those arms open out wide to the side, making airplane wings. And then back overhead. We don't want the arm bone to spiral, so keep leading with your pinky finger, palms face the floor. Perfect. That's gonna connect a lot more into your lats, into your underarms. Growing out long through the crown of the head as your arms pull back.
Michelle, what do these springs do differently from when we normally do these things?
Last one. And then release your carriage back. Carefully let your springs go. Come on top of your boxes and do a few cat and cows. So the question was, what's the difference with these springs and what we normally do? If you notice, when you pull or power through the springs, the carriage becomes very bouncy feeling. Therefore, you're not building strength. You're working the springs because you're just powering through in your joints. Part of the reason why I like the Tower Fusion with the Reformer is because it makes you really focus on control. Control is one of the main focuses of Pilates. Because if you don't have control and you just go through the motions, then you're not doing it right.
Start on the barrel.
Let's take our boxes off. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's a really a shortcut in Pilates if you don't actually do
Yeah.
the.
Yeah.
I was actually referring to that versus when you use these.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
You saw it come out, yeah.
That's exactly what I was saying.
I mean, do you use more small muscles versus big muscles? Is that?
Well, we're always trying to focus on using the intrinsic muscles in Pilates because that's what's going to support your larger muscle groups. But when you're like swinging through, when you're just going through the motions and you're not controlling the spring, again, it's the same thing. You're not doing anything for your body. You're hurting your joints. You're not building strength, right? And so like the reason why I like this springing from the back, spring from the tower, like underneath you and from behind you, is because you have to maintain that steady control of resistance. Because if you don't, like, I'll do it seated because I'll fall if I don't. So like if you're just pulling through, like if you're, I don't know if I'll be able to do this, right? Like I'm just working my springs. I'm not doing anything for my muscles. This is, right? I'm ruining I'm ruining my reformer, right? So there's a much bigger difference between this, holding that control, finding the strength in those muscles, maintain that strength as I release, right? This looks a lot better than what I was doing before. And I actually feel my muscles, right? You can still do that with the reformer, but I feel like people get complacent. And so then when you're doing this, it's the same thing. Do you see what's happening to my straps? You're not doing anything. You're just bouncing around like a kid on a Ferris wheel, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Let's do one red, one blue. We are going to do our feet and straps with those springs on the tower because it gives you more connection with what I'm saying. You'll feel the difference in your reformer moving with your feet and straps. So you'll feel that bounciness connecting with you.
Get there.
Hard part's always getting in and out of position.
Now, what's the trick?
Put one foot on the frame, push away, and then hook up one of your straps. Put that foot all the way back down on the frame and hook up the other one.
Yeah, this will be
Use
tricky.
the big loop?
Yeah, I would say big loop's fine. Hey, babe.
Use the big loop? or-
Yeah, big loop's fine. So, we don't want a bouncy carriage. That's also why breath is so important with our movements, right? So while you're here with long legs to the sky, you can have parallel or turned out. Drop your tail heavy. Feel the length of your spine on the mat. So you have that natural space in the low back, that heaviness in your ribs. And then from the back of your thighs, slowly start to lower the legs away from you. Control your carriage, because if you start to go too fast, you'll start to feel bouncy. And then bottom stays heavy as your legs pendulum back up to the sky. Exhale, reaching out and away from you. Tail stays heavy as you lift and stretch. And I also want you to kind of visualize this sensation of creating space between the bones of your spine. Like you're trying to create space between the thigh bone and the hip bone.
Do you remember when I did that bike trip and I kept telling everybody to move your bones? And that friend of ours was like, shut up. And then at the end she goes, oh, I get it.
Go into your Pilates V feet, lowering down to your point of control. Now go slow with this, because if you go fast, you'll start to feel that bouncy again. Bend at the hip, bend at your knees, and extend from the hip, extend the thighs, wrap. Bend and control your carriage. Extend and lengthen. If we push through our feet, one, that's the furthest point of our brain, but two, you got tiny little muscles down there. So if we drive through our feet, instead of driving from our hips, our trunk, our core, our stronger muscles, you don't feel as much in your hamstrings and your core. You feel it more in your joints. Hold your legs all the way out long, and we're gonna go into circles. But unlike our regular circles on the reformer, you have to kind of pause, or else you'll start to feel like you're on a horrible boat ride. Go in whatever direction that calls to you. Press down through the back of the thighs, opening through the front of the hips and thighs. Really control the movement of your carriage so that you control more strength in your body. And then, ooh, nice hip hop. Reverse the direction. Control as you reach around. Feel your hamstrings a lot more.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that wild? You should be feeling your hamstrings when you do the regular reformer too. But how the spring tension comes from under you instead of behind you like these springs, so you don't feel as much in the hamstrings. But it's nice to know that that's what's supposed to happen.
So you're saying that's our fault?
No. Everybody's always. Grab at your straps and pull for a stretch. You'll have little loops inside your big loops. You can just grab your little loops and pull. Feel that feet stretching up to the sky through your heels, the back of your thighs. Maybe allowing those legs to open out to the side. Maybe rocking a bit from right to left. I worked out with my class last night because there was only 3 people in it, and I just had not moved all day, so I was like, other than working on my feet. So I was like, I'm gonna do this class. Bear would not get off my damn reformer. I don't know what it was.
He was making sure you
would
didn't
not leave me alone.
I got the chicken on my face.
You guys are all through. Good job.